Hey people, it's Teal Gamer, and welcome to a Diablo 3 video where I'll be going over a Necro variant for speed farming. And this is a variant I came up with, which is derived from my original build, which was Welcome to Mage Core. If you haven't seen that, you can go back and watch it to get the understanding on this build. However, I have actually figured out a way to speed the process up, so this literally is not just a speed farming build, but it actually is viable to do some greater rifts with this. And this is basically what I was after. Now, obviously, with any build, you can tweak it and add your own things to it, but this is the baseline on what I actually use. So I'll go over the build, and then I'll actually show you it being used. And not only will I go over the build, I'll explain its actual function. Because last time I made this video about Welcome to Mage Core, I explained in the video that it was a build for playing, and it wasn't fast, so don't expect anything fast. And I get idiots in the comment section saying, you know, well, this is a slow build, as if it was some revelation that nobody knew about. I already said it was slow, so I don't understand why people would make that comment about it being slow. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let me get back into this here, and I'll go over the information about this build and why I have it the way I do. Now, this took some tweaking, and this wasn't thrown together. This took a while for me to figure out the right combination of gems, gear, and everything else. So let me start off first by explaining my gear. This requires the 6-piece Pestilence set, as you can see here. Now you'll notice I have a different gem because this isn't about cooldowns. This whole build is about producing corpses and using corpse lance to actually do the damage. So let me proceed to explain. I have another weapon in here which I'll explain why I have that, plus a few ideas that I was throwing out there. And then I'll go over my cube items and stuff. So first, again, this doesn't have the normal cooldown ratio that the Pestilence build, you know, for farming uses. So first off, obviously you got the 6-piece Pestilence set, but you'll notice that I have Corpse Whisper pauldrons on, and I'm using a pig sticker as a dagger, as a one-handed weapon. I'm using a Witching Hour belt, and I'm using Lucani prowlers, which you can substitute if you wanted, you know, Nemesis bracers, things like that. I'm not saying this is all you need to use, but this is the baseline of it. I also toyed with having the Traveler's Pledge Compass Rose, which is the Endless Walk set, but I realized that was holding up because I was using it for main protection, because the whole purpose of this is to kill with corpse lances, and the remainder of it is all protection. So I have a Crispin Sentence as the ring. I actually have a Hellfire Amulet, which I've always been a fan of inside the Necromancer, simply because it's almost like on the multi-shot build when you're using the Hellfire Amulet. You're using it for an additional passive, is what you're getting out of it. And then on top of that, I have a Circle of, I can't pronounce this, Nuljas Vol, or whatever it is. And I'll explain the reasoning for that, too. Not the reasoning for that, but I'll explain why I have the stats the way I have it on the ring. Alright, so let me start off by, for obvious reasons, the pig sticker will add additional damage to both beasts and humans, so that also helps out when you're dealing damage to them. When you're dealing with since you're dealing corpse lance damage, when you're dealing with this, you want to make sure that all the pieces that you can put corpse lance on, for the most part, have it on there. So, in this case, the reason I'm using Corpse Whisper pauldrons is because, first of all, the Corpse Whisper pauldrons give you a Corpse Lance damage to begin with. But then you can actually alter one of the stats on there, as you can see here, to add additional Corpse Lance damage. So obviously you want as maximum as you can get, which is 15%. On Corpse Lance, which is then added to the 30%. So basically you get a maximum of 40 if you have the right stats. Obviously this is 30 plus 14. I'm getting 44 additional Corpse Lance damages off of the Corpse Lance as well from the Pestilence set. I have a Royal Ring of Grandeur in the cube to circumvent needing the shoulders for it. But the reason I'm using Corpse Whisper pauldrons is because it's one of them that adds you can add double Corpse Lance damage to it. Obviously, for purposes of the chest piece, that's always a common thing to have Corpse Lance on it. Furthermore, since this build doesn't revolve around the cooldowns, I have a phylactery that allowed me, I happen to get lucky with this phylactery, as you can see what most of them do. It has cooldown reduction, it has critical hit chance, but I actually corpse lance damage to it. Also, I got lucky with the maximum essence, which is a factor in this, and I'll tell you what I toyed with when changing this. But for the most part, you want the corpse lance damage, and it doesn't matter whether you get cooldown on it or not. You're actually after the critical hit chance and the corpse lance damage, and additionally the maximum essence. But the maximum essence isn't as important for this build as the corpse lance and the critical hit chance. So, that being said, obviously for Lucani Prowlers and everything else, you can use, you don't have to use those, but I just use them for additional damage purposes because when you're clearing the rifts out, yes, you're not meant to, I'll get into how the build works, but you're not meant to use this specifically for killing elites. You're actually using it to kill trash mobs. That's what this build's function is for. It's for killing trash mobs. And so it will kill, additionally, elite packs. I've literally killed a Guardian in a half a second because I had so many corpses pummeled at it, it hit it all at once and just killed it instantly. But I'll get to that afterwards. That brings me to the point on the rings. And obviously you want, when a Chrisman sentence is here, you want to have as high of a percentage damage you can get with that. So when you're dealing with the Hellfire Amulet, one of the items that you want to, one of the passives that you want to get on there is something to do, either do with the Golem, or you want to get, something that reflects your skills, which I'll get after in a minute. All right, so in this particular case, I have Commander of the Risen Dead passive, which I'll get to in a minute. But the main thing here is for, normal gem ranked purposes, you want Bane of the Trapped because of Chrisman sentence, and then you also want Zystone of Vengeance. The difference between the gems is this actually is using Gem of Officious Toxin, and the reason behind that is I was originally toying with using a Wreath of Lightning in here, but the main factor is Gem of Officious Toxin isn't just really good for poison damage, it also reduces the damage you're going to take by any enemy that's poisoned, and when you start seeing how this build operates, you'll get it. But the main thing here is you need your damage reduction as well as life, but so the rest of the damage is all coming off of the Corpse Lance. Alright, so that's about the extent on how these are put together, and I'm going to go over the ring here in the circle. Now, for purposes of this build, you want a circle that only has the less seconds you have on your skeletal mages, the better off you're going to be, because that's how this build works. Normally it's the exact opposite, where you want a longer time for these to be up, but on this build, because of the way it works, you want them for as less seconds as you can. You still need multiple mages, but you want them for the least amount of time you can, which I'll go over for the skills. Now, as far as the Witching Hour belt, it's the only belt I've found that works really, since you're not doing a cooldown, you don't need Vigilante belt, but you also want to use for the, it's all basically survival and attack damage. That's all it's coming down to. This whole thing is basically survival and pure attack damage. That's all it's coming down to. There isn't really a defensive thing on this. That's why you're not using, Decrepify and things to slow the enemies down, and Dainty's Binding. You don't need all that stuff, because when you see how the build works, you'll get it. Okay, so going into the skills, since I have the Commander of the Risen Dead passive, I can actually add a different passive, which is the Overwhelming Essence, Fueled by Death, Life from Death, and Final Service. The reason I'm using Life from Death is simply because it adds health globes, because you're eventually going to spawn the health globes. There's no way around it. You're going to spawn them. And that's another thing for survivability, which takes into account why you don't need, Decrepify and things like that. Overwhelming Essence, I'll get into in a minute. And then Fueled by Death is because you do need some speed movement. Since you're not using Stewart's Greaves to move fast, you need some other form of speed movement. Alright, so now, Commander of the Risen Dead is, for those of you that aren't aware, it basically, the cost, you're using this for the Golem. The Golem needs to reduce the cooldown on it by 30%, because your Golem also is a good portion of what this works off of. So that's the baseline of that. Now, when you're dealing with the skeletal mages have the Gift of Death rune on them, which is when they die, they leave behind a corpse, because that's the whole purpose of this build. It's to produce corpses. That is why you don't want That's why the least amount of seconds on the circle ring is better, because you don't want the mages to live. They're not there to do damage. They're there to produce corpses, but they're also used as a blocker. And when I play it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. They do damage, but they're not going to kill anything. They're not meant to. They're literally meant as a blocker and to serve as a distraction, but their main function is to produce corpses, period. Now, when you're doing the golem, I've tried all the other golems, and because I was using ice golem because I figured crispin sentence would freeze them, but in retrospect, you actually want corpses, which is why flesh golem works the best with this, because you can already throw the golem down in the first place, but now it's going to produce even more corpses for you to use, because again, this is a corpse build. It's not a wait for the land of the dead to cool down build and then attack. I'll explain also as I play, and before I go into the rift, to show you what the beauty of this build does and why it's so versatile and why it works. I think it works better than the speed farming build that uses poison, and you'll start to see that afterwards. Okay, so I'm not saying that the poison build isn't good. I'm just saying this is an alternate variant if you actually want to play this game or play the build and go through it. Okay, so now, since I'm using skeletal mages, I need a way to produce essence. So that's why I'm using bone spikes. Now I'm using sudden impact because it stuns the enemies. That's what you want. That also applies to crispin sentence impairing effects. Okay, and then when you're dealing with corpse lance, you're using brittle touch because you're not gonna. I've tried ricochet and few addition things, but brittle touch just increases the critical hit chance that they're gonna take critical hit damage, and so critical hit. So it increases the critical hit damage, which is, again, this is a pure outright corpse damage build. Now, when you're dealing with Blood Rush, obviously you're going to use Molten because it's corpses, and the final touch is Devour. I originally tried Satiated, but Cannibalize works much better because you're going to replace the health. You're not going to require more health, and in doing so in Cannibalize, just as an idea to explain to you how in depth I went for this. When I originally did Cannibalize, I was using bone spikes with sudden impact, but the passive, I couldn't even remember passive. The passive I was using Serration, but the gem I was using was Simplicity Strength. The reason behind that is because it's not only doing additional damage because the bone spikes is a primary skill, it also healed you for 4%. So I was using all survivability tactics on this when I did that, and I wasn't using Gem of Officious Toxin. By the way, Gem of Officious Toxin is really, really good, especially in multiplayer. So when you're doing when you're clearing out multiple. When you're doing a T13 riff with multiple people, this helps out immensely because any enemy that's poisoned is taking 10% additional damage from all sources. Okay, so I want to go over the potion I use, and the reason I use this potion, and I've always used this potion with this, is Potion of Mutilation. It's per kill you're gaining this life back. So essentially you can literally stand in the middle of something and survive because every enemy you kill is restoring X amount of health to you. Now, I'm not saying stand in poison. I'm just saying it allows you to stand around much longer when you activate it in order for you to work on this. Now, the other weapon I was using as a one-hander was this Enjungo. I can't pronounce this. The reason I was using it is because it freezes the enemy for 3 seconds when you hit. It's not a chance. It doesn't have a chance to freeze them. It automatically freezes them when you attack an enemy at 20%, when they're below 20% life. This includes Rift Guardians. The only thing this doesn't affect is obviously Juggernaut. But this is an especially potent item when you're dealing with hordes and hordes of enemies, because if you add in Wreath of Lightning with that, it's especially detrimental because you can literally stand surrounded and just shock all the enemies, and with the Crispin sentence and everything else, it's just going to cripple them, and it's amazing how that works. And as far as having Rhymeheart here, the reason I was using this in conjunction, and I want to see how this worked, is I had this in my cube, and then I had this as the actual equipped weapon. So when I froze the enemy, it actually had a 20% chance to deal 10,000% weapon damage as cold to enemies that are frozen. That is the combination I've used. Now, I've looked at using Ice Blink as a combination to that, but that just actually chills the enemy, but it doesn't freeze them. So that's the reason I wasn't using Ice Blink. And so and I used Ice Golem with this as well because it freezes the enemies again. So there's all these combinations that I went through, and as you can see, I went on it. This wasn't thrown together. This was an in-depth issue here. Okay, so now taking these out of my inventory, I'm going to go and explain how I have the cube set up and the reasoning for that. Okay, Reliana Shadowhook, I can't even talk. Reliana Shadowhook is damage-wise. Even though this doesn't use maximum essence, I'm using this to generate additional damage, not just from the mages, but I'm using it to generate the additional damage from the Corpse Lance, which is the main reason people use that. That's why they use Simulacrum with Reservoir, because it increases your maximum, essence for, by 100, so you're doing, way more damage. Okay, now, obviously the Royal Ring of Grandeur. Now, you can swap these out, for the Christmas sentence with the Royal Ring of Grandeur, whatever one's going to give you more. And usually the Royal Ring of Grandeur is in the cube because somebody usually gets a really good Christmas sentence. I have 90%, but I would rather have 100%. So if I get a better Royal Ring of Grandeur, I'm clearly going to equip it. But I'm not going to sacrifice these other stats on there for that. Now, this is where things get interesting. I have tried a bunch of other things, and I am actually using Moribund Gauntlets inside the cube for a very specific reason. Most people would say, why don't you just use Golem Skin Breeches? And or why don't you use Steward Greaves? The reason I'm not using Steward Greaves is because I need the Moribund Gauntlets, but I'm also using Corpse Whisper Pauldrons on me because of the double Corpse Lance damage. It has Corpse Lance damage on it, but you can put it on it. But you would have to put the Steward Greaves in the cube. Now, I'm not going to substitute speed for what I'm about to explain. I've tried all of these. So when you're dealing with Golem Skin Breeches, the reason people say Golem Skin Breeches is because the cooldown on your command Golem is reduced by 25 seconds, which is cool, and you take 30% less damage. So now, for a build that reduces damage, it's kind of like a toss-up. What do you actually do? However, when I was playing it like that, I was actually losing corpses. And again, this whole build revolves around corpses. Sure, you can throw your golem down, but that is not the same thing as actually having corpses on the ground for free. It's literally free. Now, as I said, I'm going to go in and show you the build and process being used. And so when you get to see this, I'll be explaining exactly why I have everything set up the way I do. Now, again, this is just a variant, but it's very fast. All right, so that's the Royal Ring of Grandeur, the Moribund Gauntlets for that, and everything else. So I'm going to start a rift, and I'm going to go into it and show you this in action. Let me get this straight real quick. Just doing something in the background, and then I'll start it. Okay, so here we go. So when you're going into T13, it's kind of hard to actually explain how I'm playing this build. So most people will automatically use Devour to throw the corpses. No. I only use Devour in very rare instances with this. For the most part, I am literally spamming Bone Spikes, Mage, and then I'm throwing the Golem down ahead of time if there's an excess amount of enemies, or there is an elite pack. And then I'm using all of those to get rid of everything, which you'll start to see how this works. And in the meantime, you can replenish your health with the corpses that the Golem is leaving behind because it's constantly leaving one. And so when I'm doing Devour, I will sometimes, if I need health on an emergency or whatever else it is, I will devour all of the corpses that I will throw the Golem on the ground and devour corpses and then spam mages. So let me go into this and show you. Okay, so first things first. I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna wind up having a an elite pack up here. It would be nice, but I don't need to. So I'm going to grab the power pylon. Now I can grab all these. What I should have done was cast mages first. As you can see, my golem is doing this. As you can see how much friggin' damage this shit is doing. I just wiped out this elite pack. Now, the reason why this is so good is because, again, this is for taking out trash mobs. So, the reason this is so good is because I don't have to wait for any cooldowns. I can literally go on and just keep spamming everything. If you'll notice, this is so effective. That's why I say it's much better than the, it's much better than the poison build. It's just because you can't do what I'm doing with the poison build. It's not even possible. The poison build will make you wait. So now I'll just drive these and I'll carry more mages. The mages are dying, leaving corpses, and therefore, you know, you can literally do massive damage with this. So I'm kind of hoping I can actually one-shot the friggin' boss with this because it's ridiculous. Literally, I killed a guardian under half a second. It was ridiculous. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing the golem ahead of time and I'm spamming Molten and I'm grabbing all the stuff on here. So there's literally nothing that I can't do with this. I keep moving my window. Shit, this is not good. I always move my window in that. I just shrunk my window. Give me a second, I gotta fix this. Alright, there we go. Okay, so, here we go, elite pack, right? That wasn't as fast as I normally can get it, but as you can see, while I'm going to pick stuff up, there are mages and shit all around here, so I don't have to worry about any of these. They serve as a distraction, period. So, like I said, you cannot do what I'm doing with the Poison Lance build. It doesn't work this way. The reason this works is because I constantly have corpses. Constantly. So, let me go here. See how fast I took out the enemy with the orbs? It's ridiculous. I literally just took that out that fast. So let me go up here. Again, you're meant to take out all the trash mobs. I gotta stop hitting this window. This is annoying. Here's where I'll throw my golem down, just to get extra corpses on the ground. It's so ridiculous, like, how much damage this shit does. See what I'm doing with this? It's like you cannot do that with the Poison Lance build unless you have Land of the Dead up. I don't need Land of the Dead for this. This build is just absolutely ludicrous. Sorry, I keep friggin' hitting my damn window, so it keeps friggin' minimizing the window. I have to keep fixing it, so this is taking a little longer than normal. But as I said, this build is specifically for taking out trash mobs. And the reason it's a speed farming variant is, as you can see, I'm taking these things out so damn fast, it's ridiculous. When you're getting near the end of the rift, when you're getting near the end of doing the rift and the Guardian's going to show up, you want to save your golem. Also, this will leave a pathway through for anybody that, you know, you're playing with. that can't get through the stuff. Like, some people can just speed through things, but there are some builds that don't use that stuff. So what happens is they get caught behind, and you want to make sure you can clear the way out for any other enemies. Now, this is interesting because what works especially good with this, you know, obviously it works with the Pestilence build, the normal Pestilence build as well. Oops, I gotta grab that. There we go. Is that you can just plow through all this and then just use the corpses that this has done. So what you want to do is you want to get in the middle of shit when you're doing this, because you can survive the attacks pretty much, you know? And like I said, there's no way you can do this with the Poison Lance build in this fashion, because you would have to wait for land. I'm not saying that it's a bad build, I'm just saying the versatility of this build is so much more dangerous as far as like how it works, because you're as you can see, it speaks for itself. This build is just really good. And like I said, I'm not really using Devour in this. I'm manually casting the Corpse Lances on these enemies. As you can see how fast I'm taking elites out with this. It's so stupid. And the reason I'm taking the elites out that fast is because of so many corpses on the ground. I don't even, like I said, this build, you know, it's kind of hard to actually come up with a build that works like this. But it's alright, you know, shit happens. This is even better because I'll grab the frickin' power pylon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the power pylon to wear off, and then I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack the Guardian, so you can see just how overpowered this is. I only have, I think it's 6 seconds left. It's almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it's off. Okay, so I purposely waited for that. Now, I could have done this, but I wasn't going to. Oh, my friggin' window minimized again. Son of a bitch. I gotta stop doing that. That's so freaking annoying. Fucking window keeps minimizing. I have to keep fixing it. That was a bad example because my fucking window minimized in the middle of me doing that. Plus, there was another elite pack over there. It was fucking stupid. So let me, give you another example. Hopefully the friggin' window doesn't minimize. I can't stand that. It's so fucking annoying. Alright, so let me go back to town and give you another example on this. This works, like I said, you can clear some GRs with this. I wouldn't attempt to do like a high level GR with this unless you have like overpowered gear, like really overpowered gear. They're like, oh, you just did that. That could have been a primal. Yeah, it could have been. I don't use that shit though, so it doesn't matter to me. I didn't even see what it was, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm gonna repair this and then go in again. So I just went again. I wanted to get this build out because this build is ridiculous. As you, like I said, you saw. Fucking window keys minimizing. I gotta stop that shit. Fuck. This is going to be an interesting freaking run because you get these. This is going to be a really good run because it'll show you that this build just works so good even against against enemies that are just like overpowered, overpacked in the level. You know, like all these little freaking, you know, bogan trappers and shit. I fucking hit the window again, son of a bitch. So if somebody, for example, if somebody was having a problem, and why I said this was specific, you use it for taking out trash mobs. If somebody's following somebody in a rift, you can wipe the floor with this. It's ridiculous. So this, if you're ever annoyed by all the little enemies in here, this is a build you want to use because it kind of gives you revenge on all the other shit that's in here. Is that a freaking elite? Oh, they were up in the air. That's why. I got a bug flying around in here. As you can see, I'm standing pretty much in the middle of a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I died at the beginning. That's because I didn't have my mages up. That's the only downfall with this. But again, I don't need to wait for anything for this to come up on. It's ridiculous. You have no idea fucking what's behind these doors. So you just fucking throw something down and hope for the best. It's usually packed. And I was right, it was. Oh, there's an elite pack there that I killed. Didn't even see that. That's how fast it's killing shit. It's so stupid. In this case, I am using Devour to stay alive, but this is one of the main reasons why you want to make sure that when you're devouring corpses, it's leaving behind, you know, you want to use the life from death passive, because it's leaving behind shit that you normally can't find. I hate fucking shielded enemies. Are these even shielded? Shit, I didn't realize I killed it that. I didn't even see how many fucking elites were there. As you can see, normally trying to walk through this place would have gotten you killed. Oh my god, I freaking hit the freaking window again. Son of a bitch. Give me a second to adjust this again. I gotta stop hitting this window. It's so annoying. What's going on is I'm dragging my mouse cursor over to the side and it's hitting the edges of where I have this screen, and it's like, oh shit. So then it's minimizing the window if I'm like moving my mouse back over after I realize I dragged it. It's like annoying. I gotta get out of this area. Holy shit. I killed that friggin' elite pack so fast, it was ridiculous. I'm triggering my final service passive consistently. I'm probably gonna get killed here. Oh, cool. This is where your mages become blockers. Oh, there it is. I finally died. Yeah, there's like freaking 90 billion fucking elites at the beginning of these levels. Probably gonna get killed again. Holy shit, that was... How many freaking kidding me? How many elites were at the beginning of this level? What the fuck? I don't care who you are. That even fucking Land of the Dead wouldn't have saved you from that. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that, but... Oh, this thing works so good against oppressors. Oh, yeah, that's because I got pig sticker in here. There we go, ready? I fucking hit the window again, you son of a bitch. Why do I keep fucking doing that? But as you can see, you know, from the way this is, it's just so effective, the build. And it's actually fun to play because you're actually playing it. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting. Here we go. Elite pack. Oh, it's fucking illusionist. This is annoying. That's what it does to illusionist packs too. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but in the end, it just rips the shit out of illusionists. Because they can't keep up with the illusionists can't spawn faster than you can cast corpses. Like, you're throwing more corpses than the illusionist can actually spawn. Health link is gone too. it just rips the shit out of like so many things most people had a problem, like most people will have a problem with. And yes, this is only T13, but you can, you know, you can pretty much get around anything on, you know, in this. As you can see how fast I'm taking elites out with this. It's not, like I said, it's not really meant to be taking elites out. It's meant to be taking out all the trash mobs. The elites are just an additional bonus. That's all this is. Why are there no, why are there no enemies? That friggin' elite pack had knockback on it. Oh, there it is. Finally died. What did I get killed by? Oh, a subjugator. Oh, here's a fucking shielded shit. So you're spawning more friggin' corpses than the enemies can handle. And this is on a constant basis. You know what I mean? So it's like so good. Beauty about this is you can reach you have a friggin' insane reach with this. This is basically like permanent Land of the Dead. Whenever you want. You literally have control over this. And this does especially good against Juggernaut. You know, for the most part. I can't get near these guys. Friggin' explosions on this. Otherwise, those things would have been dead. Subjugators. I love how the oppressors bump me and then they can't attack me. It's awesome. I just did that without throwing my golem down. I wanted to see just exactly how overpowered this was. I didn't throw my golem down at all, and I could have. Hey, how's it going, viewer? Welcome to the stream. This is a new Necro variant that I came up with. I've been working on this for a while. That it's so much more effective than the friggin' Poison Lancer build. Because of the friggin' context in it, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm about to start a new rift if you want to sit and watch for a few minutes, because it's absolutely ludicrous how fast I'm taking everything out with this. And the reason I wanted to make this is to prove a point that people don't think outside the box when it comes to making builds, because obviously I can't be the only one that's tried this, but I think I'm the only person in existence who's actually got it to work this effective. Now, this is just as a recap if you're watching, for those tuning in, this build isn't meant for taking elites out. Oh, it'll take elites out extremely fast, but that's not what the build is designed for. It's built to remove all of the trash mobs that are inside the rifts, to help other players that may not be able to get through those trash mobs. So basically, if you have one person that's running ahead, have this person stay behind and just clear out all the trash mobs, because I've always said it in my videos, if you kill enough little mobs fast enough, it actually adds to the progression, which actually, in retrospect, speeds up clearing the rift or getting the Rift Guardian to show up. This is the perfect build to do this with. So let me see if I get this out here. I'm gonna go in and do another rift so you can watch it. It's so fucking brutal the way this works. Hey, it's an Oculus ring. At least I think it is. Alright, so, and like I said, this is an abnormal build for Pestilence. It's not supposed to, it doesn't really normally use mages, and I don't use the same normal equipment somebody else uses. It's an abnormal build, but it is so effective. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. I'm about to start a rift, and as I said, for those of you just joining in, this build is abnormal as far as Pestilence goes because it produces massive amounts of corpses. It's meant to clear out trash mobs. That's all it's meant to do. But because it kills them so fucking quick, you can rapidly smash elite packs. I literally killed, I wish I had it on video, I killed a Guardian in like half a second because there were so many corpses on the ground. I just threw them at him all at once and just fucking killed it. It was retarded how fast I killed it. It just appeared and I instantly killed it. So what's good about this is it shows that, you get to see this in action about taking all the mobs out. So here we go. It's fucking broken how retarded this is. Now there's an I could have used the, it's fucking stupid how fast this shit goes. I could have used the shield pylon there, but I wanted to use it without it to show you that it doesn't matter whether you're fucking, yeah, you can die doing this mostly on anything, but it's fucking stupid how, I'm not even gonna use the pylons in here. I don't need to use them. I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I went the wrong fucking way. Let me go this way here. I'm using fucking pig sticker. All you hear is my fucking thing squeaking. I hate these fucking narrowed corridor areas. It's fucking so stupid how fast this shit takes everything out. This build has one thing that the Poison Lance build cannot do, and that is constant overabundance of massive corpses. It's fucking retarded. If you have any questions about what exactly it is I'm doing, yeah, it's in the video, but I can answer them now if you want about exactly what it is I did and shit. This fucking juggernaut of enemies. Pain in the fucking ass. So yeah, I wanted to prove a point about not using frickin' pylons. I gotta go back and clear all this shit out. There's a pool of reflection. Those things are especially annoying. See how broken this build is? It's fucking stupid. And basically, like I said, the difference between this and the Poison Lance build is you can literally have corpses at your command. Shit, I keep fucking hitting the window on this, and it's fucking annoying the shit out of me. Alright, now normally, if you saw what just happened, I got surrounded and didn't die. This build is just so, it protects you is what it does. Fucking hate these exploding shit. As you can see how fast I'm taking elite packs out, yeah, it's meant, like I said, it's meant to take out, you know, trash mobs, but the elite, it'll take elites out fucking so fast. So now, like I said, if you're having somebody play, you know, if you got somebody that can't get through any of this shit, I think those were illusionists. That's what it does to illusionists. This, because everybody fucking hates illusionists because they just keep spawning. Well, you're throwing more corpses than the illusionists can spawn, so you take them out. It's especially good against Juggernaut and shit. I'm not near fucking the entrance where all these corpses were. If I had was near the entrance, these fucking things would be dead already. Oh shit. I keep minimizing the game. Like minimizing the fucking window. It's annoying. Like, cause I'm playing in windowed mode, so my mouse will go off the screen and I'll click the friggin' background or something, and like I was like, oh, it's so annoying. I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna die? So yeah, this is the build if you ever want to get revenge on all the little enemies, like how many friggin', you know, smoldering constructs and all this horse shit that's in there. It's like, really? It just demolishes everything in sight. I'm sorry, but I'm freaking proud of this. It's something I designed. Obviously, this would be going much faster if I was just going after elites, but I'm demoing how the game itself, you know, what I'm doing with this. That was an illusionist pack I just fucking ripped the shit out of. I think I missed 2 warps here. That was a freaking illusionist pack that I just ripped the fuck out of. Oh, here we go. Good old Herald of Pestilence. Must serve the sacrifice. Here we go, ready? Oh. That was fun. There's an empowered shrine. I didn't want to fucking hit that, but whatever. Alright, I gotta go this way, I think. I think that's a dead end. I fucking just demolished everything. Oh my god, that's fucking terrible. Hey, there's a treasure goblin. I just saw something there, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and attack it. Did I just fucking kill that thing that fast? Holy shit! My God, it's fucking brutal. All right, here we go. Ready? See if I can get him. It fucking crippled the fucking guardian. Oh my God, that was fucking. The thing didn't even have a chance. Oh my God, that was fucking horrible. I've killed it. I've killed the guardian 10 times faster with this. I literally just pummeled it as soon as it appeared and killed it. It's so overpowered. This build is so fucking good. When in doubt, just throw shit around the corner and maybe fucking enemies will spawn. Fucking hate these things. There's nothing you can do about exploding enemies. Sometimes you just have to get out of the way and wait. Obviously, you know, like that shit. So yeah, if anybody has any questions about exactly what it is I'm doing, let me know. Like if they want me to go over the build and stuff, like exactly what it is I'm doing, what I changed, what I tried, everything. Like I said, I tried a lot of stuff before I settled on this. My character's fucking squealing because of the dagger. There we go. There you go. Fucker. These fat fucks. Well, yeah, I guess it is pig sticker, so. Oh shit, that's not good. Alright, I'm gonna go into a GR65 and just to see how this works. I'm probably gonna get killed, but because this isn't meant for a GR. It's meant for speed farming as far as, you know, Rift Skull. That's all that is. And like I said, it's speed farming in the aspect where it will take out a bunch of enemies to fill the meter faster is what it comes down to. Plus, it's the equipment items. The items that I have for the equipment in here also have they work really well as far as, you know, group games too because of one of the gems I have. It's just so good. I've also tried Haunt the Vaxo with this, but because I'm using Bone Spikes, so it triggers the Haunt of Vaxo, but I didn't really like it too much. I mean, I guess you could mess with it, but I'd rather have the additional passive on this than I would for you know, Haunt of Vaxo. So let me try to repair myself if I need to, and then I'm gonna go into a GR65. I think that might be safe for me. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Let's try this and see how this works. This is experimental, so don't be surprised if this fucking dies. Did I just take out a juggernauted enemy with that fucking thing? Holy shit. Well, this is actually doing much better than I thought it was. Holy shit, this is doing good. Gotta watch out for these exploding grotesques. Oh, fuck. In a greater rift, I will use pylons. I think everybody does. It's a speed pylon, cool. I won't use my goal. I won't like throw my golem on the ground until I get near the exit. Oh, there's the explosion from the grotesque. Yep, that's exactly what killed me, was the explosion from the grotesque. Oh well, shit happens. Now I'll use it. I just took a bunch of illusion assaults. That's awesome. If these grotesques weren't all over the place, I would have been better off. See what the next level brings. It's more of this shit. Oh, power pylon, that's gonna friggin' help. It's gonna make my already fucking overpowered enemies fucking, it's gonna make my mages hit harder. That's fucking, this is actually doing much better than I thought it was. Shit. Wow. This is just wrecking everything. What's good about the mages too is they actually will shoot in the direction of an enemy, so you know like where the enemies are, so that actually helps out immensely. Oh my god, this build is fucking brutal. Oh man, friggin' fill with friggin' oh, friggin' ice. Oh man, this is gonna be great. I fucking hate these enemies. Everybody fucking hates these enemies. So this is gonna demolish everything in its path. Oh my god, this is brutal. Because I'm using Pig Sticker, so it does extra damage against beasts. I need to get that friggin' oh, excellent. Channeling pylon, it means I can throw my golem down. Oh shit, there's a freaking elite pack up there? I hit the freaking window again, son of a bitch. Gotta stop doing that. Oh my god, this build is so good against this crap. Oh, oh my god! Oh my word, what the fuck? I cannot believe how good this is doing. Oh, conduit pylon, this is gonna be great. Oh my god, this isn't gonna end well. What the fuck is that? Oh my god, the friggin' poor bastard. It's like I did the same exact thing to the other Guardian. Yeah, granted, it took a little longer because it's on a harder difficulty, but that's besides the freaking point. Oh my god, that's horrible. I'm gonna try this on GR70 and see what happens. Gem do I want to jack up? That's 65. You know what? I'll just do this one. Yeah, I died, so I only got that. Alright, let's see. I think I'm gonna... No, I'm gonna get rid of that. I think that's Spear of Lycander or something, Lycander or some shit like that. I think I need that for my cube. Chance on killing a demon. Oh, yeah. Actually, I wanted to test that out with a cube, too, just to see how that worked. Because if you gain a random shrine effect from killing a friggin' demon, that's going to be sweet. Or does it say chance to get one? Oh, it's chance on killing a demon to gain a random shrine effect. I gotcha. Alright, so that... Actually, that would be... Well, that wouldn't be, pylon, right? Shrine... Yeah, that wouldn't be... You wouldn't get, like, I don't think you'd get shield or, like, electric off of that or anything else. I think you would just get... a shrine effect which says on it, so that would be like fleeting or, you know, XP gain or whatever. All right, so let me try GR70 here. With no idea how this is gonna be. I'll probably get fucking killed doing this. If this does well, then I'll be like, what the fuck? Oh my gosh, you freaking for real? Okay, I still killed the elite pretty quick with this, for not having Land of the Dead. Yeah, I think if I went up any higher, I think this is the limit to where, you know, I can speed with this. Wow, this build is doing so much better than I thought it was gonna do. I cannot believe a build I designed is doing this well. I knew it would do well, but I didn't expect it to be like this. Oh yeah, if I didn't have oh motherfucker, stop fucking hitting this window. That is really quick for taking that out. I keep friggin' hitting the damn window on this. I wonder how I would have done if I Obviously, I'm freaking using a shield, so I'm totally taking advantage of that. I'm sure I'll come across that eventually again. So when my shield wears off, I'll fucking test it without it. This is still doing really well against this. Oh, I also tried I forgot to mention that I actually tried using Enforcer with this, but it didn't have the same impact. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. That is still really fast for not having Land of the Dead. I got this fucking poison shit here, annoying. Oh, fucker, I hit the damn fucking window again. Well, that bastard had shielding. No wonder I was getting fucked up from it. Well, I gotta fix this window. I keep fucking hitting it. I gotta stop this. This is annoying. There we go. I'm not even aiming at these guys. That's not as fast as I would have liked it, but still, that's... Get too many of these fucking poison guys out there. Oh, I got friggin' asshat back here. Am I even hitting that thing? Oh yeah, I was hitting it. Oh, he's shielded. No wonder I'm not hitting him. Oh, forget. If they have shields on them, they're oh my god. Without shields on them, I just crippled them. Holy shit. Freaking hate these things. This is terrible. Fucking, I fucking gotta keep... Elite should not have that many affixes on them where they're one after the fucking other. I just had to move like 7 times in that elite pack and I still got killed. And on top of that, they're shielded? Are you fucking kidding me? I keep moving away from whatever the enraged phantoms enemies are in this level. Those ghosts that suck the shit out of you. There was one in the middle of a fucking horde. I couldn't hit it. I was like, I couldn't aim at it. Yeah, we definitely not use this build for fucking doing GR75s. Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. This is taking too friggin' long. Like, this should have already, this already would have been done if, you know, somebody's probably using Poison Lance or something like that, because they can plow through everything. But there's a friggin' speed pylon, I'm taking that. These fucking ghosts, man. Yeah, that fucking enraged phantom shit fucking causes you to move, and then you can't fucking kill anything else. It's fucking annoying. That was nice. Still not as fast as I would have liked, but I think I'll stick to speed farming with this thing. That's the way this thing works. Like I said, this build isn't meant to take elites out. It's literally meant to take out fucking trash mobs. So you use the same process when you're doing greater rifts. I mean, I'm gonna try to justify, you know, having a shitty build for a greater rift. I mean, obviously you're not going to use this for a greater rift. This is a fun play build, but it works. You saw how effective it works when you're speed farming. It's right up there with friggin', you know, Poison Lancer build. Yeah, I think it's much more effective because, like I said, this build can do something the Poison Lancer build cannot do, which is it doesn't run out of essence. Like, even if there's no way for this thing to run out of essence with everything that's going on in it between the goal. I mean, look how many fucking corpses are on the ground. It's stupid. Like, I could expend all these freaking things and there's no way for this build to run out of essence. It's self-sustaining. So even if you were to use like bone spear, poison and shit on it, eventually what's going to happen is you run out of essence, and you only can really regenerate it if you use Land of the Dead. So you can literally run out of essence doing that. So it's kind of I wouldn't trust it. I mean, I've used it. Don't get me wrong, it's fast, but that's the problem. It doesn't sustain its essence. So it eventually what happens is you have to rely on, you can't throw your Poison Lance or whatever. This it's constant. You can just do whatever the fuck you want, So it works especially good. I mean, it does the job, but it's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, I'm actually going to end this stream for now, and I will probably put on, what time is it, 2:30? Yeah, I'll probably start streaming in a few minutes. I'll probably start streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because I want to continue on something there and go into a couple aspects on that not really, the game's not really as put together as people think it is. So, I just wanted to get that out of the way. If you have any questions before I close the stream, ask. If not, I'm just going to close the stream. I'll give you a few minutes to reply, because I know the stream is behind itself. But other than that, that's the way this build operates. It's fucking so good. Actually, you know what I want to test? I want to test to see how well this actually works against, like, Urzarel. I don't know what the fuck I just did that for. Actually, before I close the stream, I want to find... Raise Urzarel. So I think he's in Act 5. There he is. I'm going to use this against, like, 2-part bosses. Or I should say, bosses that take two multiple sections. You gotta kill them in multiple sections is what I should say. I know I'm gonna get to the boss, I just don't know how well this is going to function against the boss. That's actually it. That's what I should have tested a long time ago. I have no idea where this is. He's not actually a bounty, so I can't look for an arrow, so I gotta just hope I'm going the right way. I just cannot stop killing enemies with this build. Like, I mean, it's not that they're getting killed, it's just I can't stop. I'm aiming for them and killing them. It's like I'm manually going through because I want to get all these guys. Wait for my golem to chill out beforehand. By the time I get in there and he comes up, it'll be cooled down. Oops. Alright, hopefully this works. Spend some mages so he's all set. Oh my god, that's brutal! I should see how this does against Diablo. Wow, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Diablo's not a bounty, so I'm gonna have a problem finding him too. Actually, what I should test out is how these work, how this build. Wow. I just can't get over how well this build actually works. This is ridiculous. Oh, I guess I found Diablo. Move the window again. Damn. Going up the stairs. Get some mages. Oh my god. That's so ridiculous. Not as fast as I would have liked, but whatever. That's still really quick. That was horrible. I could have done better than that. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to end this and I'm going to start streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Just got to grab myself something to eat, and then I will talk to you in a bit later. Streamers, see you in a bit. Later. TL Gamer signing off. Have a good day and night wherever you guys are. And give me a few minutes.